And we are live on Thursday, March 19th. How many days till the NFL draft? Did you do your homework?
No, 44.
No, they're way off. 34.
Oh shit.
34. I think last time we did it was like 41. So
Yeah.
I guess that's how time works. 34 days until the NFL draft. So we're just about a month away. It is kind of sneaking up on us, to be honest. So got March Madness going on. It's always a fun time of year, even, when everyone pretends to know pretends like they watch college football or college basketball at all. So that's going on. We got Penn in Illinois right now. I think there's a couple more games tonight. I think I'm actually doing pretty good. I did a bracket, and I think I'm actually doing all right in the bracket for once. So,
But yeah, we are 5 games in or something.
No, I mean after tonight it'll be because so there's 64 teams that make it. So I think there's 16 games today and tomorrow that happens. So I think I'm doing math there, right?
I remember I think it was in like a statistics class or something when they're talking about like summation and all that stuff. They're like, all right, if and I think they used March Madness as like an example, and they're like, well, so how many games actually get played? And it's like, all right, well, 32 games, and then you have 32 teams left, so then you have another 16 games, and if you add it all up, you get to 63. And it's like, well, the easier way to think about it is if there's only one winner and everyone's single elimination, then 63 teams have to lose a game. So,
yeah,
good logic there.
It looks like I have 11 of the games right so far. So I think I've only missed one, actually. So I don't know where I'm at. I just know that I have 99.2% right. I am ranked 224,380th best. So I think that's pretty good since there's probably millions in there. I didn't get the perfect, win $1 billion or whatever it is. Someone throws out $1 billion every year. Oh, if you get a perfect, March Madness board, and obviously that's never going to happen. So.
I think Warren Buffett always used to offer $1 million, but they had to step it up this year. Maybe it's been $1 billion for a while. I don't know.
I don't even know if it is $1 billion. I might be exaggerating there, but
no, I think I heard that.
But yeah, it's always fun to watch. We got baseball happening. I think the first baseball game is less than a week away, like the first official game of the season. So if you're a baseball fan, that's starting up. So that will carry us over until the draft. And then, once we get the summer is when it gets a little tough if you're a sports fan. It's kind of just baseball happening and stuff. So, but we got Rick here. We got Marv. We got a dozen other people watching. Marv is in our new Dynasty League that we will be drafting in just over 3 weeks, hopefully, if all goes well. We still got one more person that needs to pay. We should be paying by tomorrow. You still need to vote on the polls there. You got, I think there's two things there where you can influence the vote a little bit. So congratulations there. Marv says he wants to down tier. Should he trade Drake May for Purdy in the 111, Andrews in the third 14-man league?
Mark Andrews?
Yeah, I would.
That's the only one I can think of, right? I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing an obvious one.
I don't think that's enough for May, to be honest. And I am for down tiering from him, but the 111's a little bit. We'll see what it is. We still don't really have a clear picture of what it is this year. Andrews, I don't know. Like, he could still be good, but I don't think he's ever going to be kind of what he was just a few years ago. He's probably going to be one of those tight ends that he's going to catch 50 passes, 500-600 yards, maybe he has a plus touchdown year or something. I don't know. Maybe he has a bounce back year. Who knows? And then a third round pick, is not doing a whole lot. So I think you can get more for May, to be honest. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I would think you could get more. Also, Marv, like you should take away that third and that first, and just go for the home run. Just go for the 27 first.
Yeah, even then, I'm not sure if I'm like. So Andrew, you're saying Andrew's a 27 first and Purdy for May?
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Like, again, we have to remember, like, May is considered, for some people, QB1. So, like, I feel like whether or not you think he's QB1, we should kind of have him close. Like, would you do that for Josh Allen? Would you do the same trade for Josh Allen? For the 27 first and Andrews?
No, probably not.
So, and I think we're both in agreement that we have Josh Allen, as the QB1. But some people don't. So I just feel like you can get more. Like, so that's probably why I would maybe hold out a little bit. Again, if you told me Andrews was like had a bounce back year a little bit, and he was maybe a little bit more like, I don't know. It's been 3 years now. I don't know. I guess 2023 Andrews is pretty good. 4.5 catches a game, 54 receiving yards a game. He just missed 7 games. But it has been a while for him.
I was going to say no more likely.
No more likely.
But, I mean, I don't know how much of a influence he really was. I think likely he was fetch. We were just trying to make it happen,
Yeah.
Mean Girls. You know that I should have asked you. Do you know what that's from?
Mean Girls. I don't know if I've definitely seen it, but I don't know like lines from it.
Oh, that shit's funny, dude.
Yeah, I remember it being good when I saw it. I just haven't watched it like more than once, I don't think. So yeah, I don't know. I personally feel like you can get more. I would like a 27 first. Like the 111 Andrews and a 27 first, I'll do it. Plus Purdy. I just don't know if you're going to get that much. If you felt pretty good about that 27 first being like it had a decent shot of being like a top 6-7 pick. Damn it. I did it. Then I would be okay with the trade that you proposed there. But that one there, no, I think you can get more, Marv. I know it is a 14-man league, but if I remember correctly, it's like a start 8 or 9. So it's like it's not,
kind of bounces out a little bit.
Yeah.
KTC basically has it as even if you put a mid first in and take out that third. So I was totally reading it wrong. I'm like, oh, they're saying it's an overpay. But no.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always like to check them, obviously not gospel or anything, but just to see. I think you brought up a good point where it's like a lot of people are considering him QB1, consensus is QB2, basically.
Yeah. And in the same tier as Josh Allen.
Yeah, which I don't agree with. Josh
No,
Allen's
I don't either. Yeah. And I would probably still take guys like Lamar and Jaden in a vacuum over May. And I'm a big Drake May fan, but Kevin, something about me is I have a pretty big gap when it comes to like movies and stuff. Been better lately, like of movies that have come out over the last few years, but like there's a lot of movies. I used to just watch so much sports, like especially in those like mid 2000s, and I just missed like a lot of movies and stuff. Like I just watched Matrix like 2-3 years ago. The first one for the first time. So
what the fuck?
But I feel like I saw most of it just because like, there's been so many like spoofs on it, and it's like, oh yeah, I know all these. Well, obviously I know like the dodging the bullet scenes and shit like that. How could you not? Should we be getting Tanner McKee? Yeah, I put out a Dynasty Deep Stash video, and McKee was on there for sure. So Tanner McKee, backup quarterback for the Eagles, and I know Marv, I was thinking about you when making this because I know you're a big McKee fan. They traded for Andy Dalton, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but they could potentially look to trade Tanner McKee. And I think Tanner McKee has some talent here. He was drafted in the 6th round of the 23 draft. When that whole pre-draft process started, like back in like January, obviously you had Bryce Young, Stroud, and Richardson kind of came up. After that, though, because that was the draft where like Levis went in the 2nd round. After that, though, like it was kind of talked about like, is Levis or McKee, the next best quarterback? Obviously, Levis separated himself, and then Tanner McKee was like the last quarterback drafted. So just shows you how much sometimes you don't know anything. But I think he has some talent. And yeah, maybe the Eagles are looking to trade him, get some value. He's a free agent after this year. So maybe they're looking to get something out of him. So I don't think it's silly at all. Like I thought it was a little interesting that they did trade for Dalton, that could be part of it. They could be looking, maybe a day 2 pick. I don't know. It'd probably be like a 5th round at best, I would say, but for sure. Tootin, we talked a little bit about him, and it's kind of right around there, right? That 112 pick. So I am curious if there's been any new Tootin trades lately. I don't know if you have the database pulled up, or I can pull it up here.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. Trying to isolate, like, okay, Tootin for Evan Ingram, Tootin for Ricky Pearsall, Tootin for a 27 first. That was yesterday.
Yeah, cash out there.
What's that?
I'll cash out for the 27 first.
Yeah.
Obviously, Evan Ingram, like, give me Tootin. I don't care about Evan Ingram. And then Pearsall is interesting. I'll take a shot on Tootin, but I don't mind either way.
Marv. So what I said, I think it was on Saturday, was basically, I mean, I don't know if you're really like cashing out much as far as like getting the 111 this year, because you probably took Tootin close to like the mid-second last year, and this is arguably a worse class. So I don't know. Like, I'm not super ready to like just get rid of him for that. That being said, like, I think his value is probably a little overinflated. Let's see. So, Fantasy Pros, remember, this is not super flex. I guess there only would have been. Why am I blanking on quarterbacks from last year?
It was Ward and Dart.
Yeah, so maybe push him down a couple of spots, but Fantasy Pros ADP for rookie drafts last year has Tootin as 17, so right there around that mid-second. So I don't know. I don't know if it's enough for me to move off him now that he has more opportunity in front of him potentially.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth, I guess.
It's definitely one of those things where it's like, is it worth giving up the possibility of what he could be? Because I think we all think like Tootin could be a very like explosive running back. I think he can catch the ball, but also they could just like Chris Rodriguez can be super annoying, take away all his goal line touches. LaQuint Allen, who is essentially like, I mean, the guy's like huge. I mean, from what I remember. Anyways, they were using him in third downs. LaQuint Allen was being used on third downs. Like Bashal Tootin last year was not like the third down back. He was basically the change of pace back to I guess it's Travis Achan now. I don't know how he got there, but
yeah. Fucking like, know. I thought it was actually A-Chain again.
It's just. Yeah, is it back to A-Chain for A-Chan?
No, I thought it was A-Chain for ETN. I don't fucking know.
Someone messed up
pronunciation guide on that.
Yeah, someone. I mean, it's a French name, right? And so, like, maybe you can get like a Etienne or something. But I looked up like the French pronunciation. It was like Etienne. Like it wasn't anything close to Achan. He was born in Louisiana. That's why I'm saying like the French stuff too. Like maybe there's some. I don't know. I guess it's HN. But also at this point, it's like, dude, you've been in the NFL since 2021. Like you gotta, you can't expect anyone to call you Travis HN now. So I want to know what his brother thinks. And if his brother says no, it's ETN, then we got an issue there.
I thought it was like Etienne or something like that. Like, is that what you said right now?
Yeah, kind of like that's what the French pronunciation is basically that for that name. And I was kind of thinking like before I looked up the French, like, oh, is it like Etienne in French or something? Like something like that. And then it turned into Achan, but it was basically pronounced like Etienne, like Etienne in French. So, and again, maybe I'm wrong. If anyone knows French, let me know. But that's what I saw. But anyways, like he played 15 games last year. He only touched the ball 93 times. He only had 10 catches, 14 targets. He's basically getting a target a game. It's an interesting one. If you told me the Jags don't make any more moves at the running back spot, then I think you probably wish you didn't sell Tootin for the 112. If they do draft someone, even in day 2 or something, or maybe they bring in one of these free agents that's still out there. But I'm fine with the 112, but I think I would probably just rather hold at least until draft day and then kind of see like what that 112 player is, I feel much more comfortable. It's like, I don't know. If it's a tight end premium league, like Eli Stowers fell to me here, I'm going to take a shot on him, or RB3 fell to me here, something like that. So,
Ty Simpson, if he goes in the first round, I guess he probably won't fall that far in a super flex league. I don't know. I feel like
he could. Jackson Dart was kind of going in there, but it was a deeper league, a deeper draft.
Yeah. So I mean, I was going to make the argument like, well, I mean, Chris Rodriguez probably isn't going to be catching any passes and stuff. And I was a little surprised that Achan, no, I'm just start confusing everyone, that Etienne only caught 36 balls last year. So even if Tootin gets all of that and a little bump up in carries, that's really still not enough to like be anything more than like a low end flex.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I guess maybe I'm like holding on to like the value from where you took them last year, but I don't know. I think I was just gonna say I think I'd still just probably just hold them, and like you said, like maybe on draft day if you like really see someone you like there.
Yeah. And, we also can't ignore like ETM was good in this backfield. And we're talking about Chris Rodriguez and LaQuinn Allen. We're not talking about an ETN being in the way of Tootin. So there's a very good chance. I think the possibility of Tootin being more, and even if it is just like a 180 carry guy, like he's kind of like a poor man's like Tony Pollard or something like that. Like, I think that can still be valuable. He did have 7 touchdowns. So they're obviously, I would assume most of those came in the red zone. They're obviously using them there. So, I'm fine with keeping them. I'm also fine with the trade. I'd much rather just wait and see if I can get something else, like a 27 first. So, would you now move HN Tootin and Juwan Jennings for JSN in the third? 14-man league. Yeah. HN Tootin and Juwan Jennings for JSN in the third.
I don't
honestly missed the HN part the most.
Yeah. I feel like him having Breece Hall and Walker basically as his like 1 and 2 means like if he did this trade, then you need to keep HN. Like you're not like you don't have RB depth, I'd say. Like Sean Tucker, like is he still not on the Bucks? Did they actually even like not?
I think they put some kind of tender on him, which basically I think like guarantees he's back.
Yeah. Okay. So he is still on the Bucks. I thought for some reason like they didn't honor it or something like that. And Charbonnet, I'm just kind of assuming I'm not going to have him for the entire year if he's on the roster. Yeah, well, just like not as a startable guy. Like I'm just saying, like I'm treating him that way. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. You know, I mean, it was what first playoff game or last regular season game. Like,
yeah,
pretty serious injury. So
divisional game.
Yeah,
first playoff game.
Oh yeah, so first playoff game, second week of the playoffs. Yeah, so it's just very late. Like I'm just kind of like, I mean, the moves they've made so far kind of suggest that he'll be back, but you know, we're not done making moves yet either necessarily.
Yeah, I did hear like positive news about him recently. I forget what it was.
Yeah, the GM said his surgery went well, and that was a week ago. It's like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for the insight. Yeah. I mean, what else are they supposed to say? You know,
I thought I saw something like he was already like doing like running and shit or something crazy. That's probably not true, right? 2 months out from that, so yeah. How many starters is it again, Marv? Is it like a 14-8 or something? If I remember correctly, which is basically like a 12-9, right? It's a little bit more than a 12-9. Still, like, you know, you still have 14 teams though, right? So you have to take that into account a little bit. Like that, not a lot of these players are on just 12 teams. They're spread out through 14 teams. But if it is like a 14-8, I think I want the HN, and then the like HN and JSN are, you can kind of wash them out a little bit, right? Like maybe JSN slightly higher, but with his possibility, Juwan Jennings, you know, if it's a 14-8, it's probably a flex at best, but you know, still something there. So, but even if you wash it out, like I'll take, or you know, slightly have JSN higher. Like I'll still take Tootin and Juwan Jennings for like a third, and then whatever the difference between HN and JSN is. So,
yeah, I think on paper, it's probably really close, right? Like, but yeah, just given, like I said, like given like who you said your running backs are, I'd keep HN.
Yeah. Etienne and Rachaad White for a 28 first, mid to late, hopefully.
I think he's saying Rachaad White and a 28 first for Etienne. I'll take the Etienne side.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that is fine. Mid to late, hopefully. Still, you know, we're not even in the 26 season, so
yeah,
I just call that a random first.
Yeah. And we're far, that's far enough away you can figure it out if it bites you in the ass. But Etienne just got a nice second contract for, you know, so we don't know what his usage is going to be like, but I mean, there's not a whole lot there right now, right? Aging Alvin Kamara and Mr. Devin Neal. So
yeah. And you know, one of the things we're worried about is the lack of pass catching, but like you just pointed out, he only caught barely over 2 passes a game last year, which is pretty hard to not do, even if you don't like throw to your running backs very much. Pro Football Reference, which I use all the time, they have like pronunciation guides for players, especially players like on their page right there that have harder names. And Etienne is H-Hand, so I guess we're moving forward with Travis H-Hand. Yeah,
that.
I'm just like,
you know what that ruins the most is that when people talk about him, they just write the 3 letters ETN.
I know.
Like what? We're not allowed to do that anymore.
You can be. It has to be like, you have to pronounce it as, I don't know. I don't even know. I know that was like a perfect, like, yeah, that was a perfect thing. ATN, yeah, they I don't know. somewhere in the translation of like French influence in Louisiana, like ETN went to Achan. So there. But yeah, we'll take ETN. I'll be interested to see what they do with Kamara. Maybe they bring him back, but I don't think that worries me. I think the Saints offense is, man, if they draft like a Carnell Tate or someone, they draft 8th overall, they get a wide receiver in the draft, and there's 3 of them that they could take potentially. That offense, man, is looking good. Looking really good. So I'm excited about that. How much would you pay on top of Waddle to get Garrett Wilson, or do you feel they are in the same tier? So Jalen Waddle got traded to the Denver Broncos. That happened just a few days ago. Dolphins are in tank mode. Waddle's been one of those players where it's like, yeah, we know he's good. He's a little bit frustrating in fantasy. He's one of those guys that like, oh, you go and look and it's like, I thought Jalen Waddle missed like 7 games last year. And, he only misses like a couple, but he seems to get knocked out at like Jalen Waddle in the blue tent sleeper update every Sunday, it feels like.
If you add up all the game time that he misses, maybe he did miss that many.
Yeah. But obviously he came out the gate, was awesome. Disappointing the last 2 years. It kind of goes along with the Dolphins being disappointing. He's on the Broncos now. I still have Garrett Wilson in a separate tier. So I guess we'll start there. Waddle and Garrett Wilson, same tier? Or do you have Waddle higher or Wilson higher in a tier?
I still have Garrett Wilson higher. There's an age difference, and also Waddle going to the new situation. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. Like, I feel I'm just gonna pull up his stats real quick just to see. Like, I feel like Waddle's never been a big touchdown guy.
Not really.
Yeah, so I guess that makes me feel okay, I guess. As far as like, well, they got Sutton there, and they kind of want to be at least semi-balanced, like with the run game. I'm just thinking about his touchdown opportunity, like if that goes up or down. And hasn't really been there, anyways. So, but now I'm looking at Bonix pass attempts for last year, just over 600.
He threw the ball like I think the 4th most in the NFL.
Just over 600. 612.
Yeah, that would be up there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like I still got to go like Garrett Wilson significantly higher. Like the age difference isn't as much as I would have thought, and only about a year and a half apart. But I think I'm still going to take Garrett Wilson like pretty handedly above him. Now, what do you got to add on top of Waddle to get to Garrett Wilson? I don't know. It's going to have to be, I guess start with like the value of Garrett Wilson. Like, I feel like he's still worth a couple of firsts, like in most people's eyes. I don't know. He's one of those players that you could, depending on the manager, he could have burned them a few times, Like, I feel like he kind of finishes better than we realize. I feel like half the time.
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. So
I'm not. So if I'm trying to get Garrett Wilson, I don't want to add any first. So even like the 112 this year, I don't think I would do that, because the fact of the matter is, like, Garrett Wilson hasn't been, he's been a disappointment in his career, even though like we know he's good. He's kind of been like Waddle-less, but Waddle's probably had a couple better seasons than Garrett Wilson has ever had. So I don't want to add a first. I'm fine adding any second, 27 second, a second in this year's draft. I don't know if I go much higher than that, though, to be honest. Like, because I know Waddle's a good player.
Yeah. And in a better offense, Mm-hmm. But so do you think Garrett Wilson's still worth a couple of first round picks? I guess is the question. And then what's Waddle worth? What's the highest pick you'd give away for Waddle in this class? The 110? Would you go to the 108?
I'd go higher.
Yeah, 108.
Yeah, that's probably right around where I'd start thinking about it. Like if I felt like he's going to have an improved situation here
Yeah.
with the Broncos, he's still relatively young. Broncos traded a decent amount for him, a first round pick, like a second, a third, or something, and then they got a fourth back or whatever it was. Like they traded a good amount for him. Sutton is getting up there in age. Like Waddle could easily be their best wide receiver. We saw a little bit of Sutton will be 31 in the middle of the season. We saw a little bit of a fall off. I feel like Sutton was really good to start, and I could just be wrong about this, but and then kind of tailed out at the end there. He was just I guess he was pretty consistent. He wasn't great. Just looking at his box score, only 2 games over 100 yards. Didn't have a multi-touchdown game this year. I would 110. I would send easily and to get Waddle. 108 is where I start thinking of it makes me think for a bit. If I wanted to send that or not.
So what's the highest pick you'd give up for Garrett Wilson? 106, 105?
Yeah, right around there.
The magic zone.
105, 106. I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of people have a huge tier break right after that 105, basically, depending on who that 6th player is, but it's basically the 3 receivers. I almost called them Genty, Love, and Mendoza in Superflex. So yeah, well, so you're not going to give up the 105 for Garrett Wilson? Yeah.
I probably could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would. That. I mean,
well,
he's young receiver. I know we don't love Geno, but Geno can feed him pretty easily, and go look at their depth chart. I think their wide receiver 2 is still Adonai Mitchell.
So I think going from, we'll just call it the 109 for Waddle, up to that 105, you're gonna have to pay more than a second, right?
Yeah, most likely. But you can also again, Waddle is one of those players too, that I guess in my mind it's right now maybe I can pay for that, but he could easily increase in value a lot, as we start getting hype about him and Bo Nix having a connection, and Broncos don't make any more moves really at the in the free agency, or they don't bring in anyone in the draft and stuff. So I don't know if I pay much more than a second to if we go back to where I was 106, 1 to the 108. Even the 105, if I do think it's a tier break, the 105 to the 108, I don't know if I give up much more in a second if I truly believe those 3 players are in a tier. So I think it's in the conversation.
Yeah. I'm Captain Zohan's. I don't know if I've ever seen that name before. I would give up a late first in this year's draft for him, to move up to Garrett Wilson. But I don't disagree with what you're saying though, Mike. I think Waddle could go, or could be or increase in value. We'll put it that way. When did Waddle get traded? Was that last weekend?
I think it was I think it was Monday or Tuesday.
This week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So most of these trades are invalid. 2 days ago, Garrett Wilson for Jalen Waddle straight up. I just put both players on either side.
Uh-huh.
And then another one for Garrett Wilson and a third for Waddle and Jalen Naylor. So basically Garrett Wilson for Waddle straight up.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing to talk about is Waddle's in a way better situation.
Yeah.
And maybe the Jets are going to be good. Who knows? But we're excited that Geno Smith's their quarterback, but it's still Geno Smith. right? And what has been the track record? I mean, just kind of looking at look at what who has Geno Smith propped up these last 4 years since he's kind of revitalized his career. I mean, he had JSN in 2024, right? I think Metcalf was still there, right? But JSN was good, 100 for 1130, but then we saw and maybe a little bit is just Metcalf and Lockett there, right? So maybe it was a little bit of that, but I don't really. The last few years, Metcalf has been kind of a disappointment, right? Most of that was under Geno Smith. He hasn't really propped up anyone to be elite. Garrett Wilson could easily just be this, 100 catch, 1,200 yard guy who catches 7 touchdowns, and that's good. But is it worth a first? I don't expect Jalen Waddle to be that far off from him. I don't know. I don't know how the Broncos are going to use Waddle. They can use him to kind of stretch the field a little bit, probably. It's an interesting one. I don't pay much more than a second, though, personally.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson, 15th in points per game, full PPR last year. Waddle was 29th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if Garrett Wilson Oh, no, he played basically that whole game. Oh, they are including that one game in
Week
Cleveland.
10,
What's that?
Yeah. Week 10, he played less than 40%.
Yeah. But I mean, even if you include
pass.
that, still significantly better than Waddle. Obviously, they both had issues going on both their respective teams. So,
yeah.
Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson was good last year. I mean, he was on pace for a lot of catches and a lot of targets. I don't think he was going to break 1,200 yards, his pace. But he was on pace for over 100 catches, and I think 11, 12 touchdowns or something. So if you look at those, 5 games that he played, because he got hurt and then came back. That's right.
Yeah.
What else has there been? I mean, I know Christian Kirk to the 49ers doesn't excite me at all. We talked about Dalton going. Oh, Carson Wentz signed 1-year contract with the Vikings.
Yeah,
Justin Fields.
I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's probably just a little bit of backup there, right? It'd be interesting to see, are they going to just give Kyler the job? Or are they going to have, I don't know, a competition? Is it a fake competition? I don't know. Kyler in Minnesota, though, will be interesting, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of playing with free money with Kyler. Well, I mean, they are playing with free money.
Yeah.
What did they give Carson Wentz? I'm sure not a ton.
Probably nothing. Vet minimum or something. I mean, the dude broke his shoulder and was playing with a broken shoulder in prime time.
I was just trying to see what his actual contract was. It doesn't even say.
Yeah, the details might not be out or something.
Yeah,
for him. It can't be more than vet minimum.
R.I.P. Max Brosmer.
Yeah, right.
Hardly
Justin Fields got traded to the Chiefs. Fun, maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
See if Patrick Mahomes is back. I think it's I've always been in the camp of if I'm going to have a backup quarterback, why am I just going to have a bad version of my starting quarterback? Why not have something different? I guess why just have a pocket passer that's obviously not good enough to be a starter? And why not just have a guy that can be dynamic, like a Malik Willis, like a Jalen Milroe for Seattle, and now Fields for Kansas City? Could be something. I mean, Mahomes towards ACL, right? Maybe he misses a few games. Justin Fields looks good for a few weeks. I don't know. It kind of sucks for Fields, though. He's not going to obviously supplant Mahomes there.
I don't know. What if he's winning games? Now, so were you saying the backup quarterback thing as far as real NFL goes?
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see it both ways, I guess. Like you don't want to have to like necessarily like have a whole new system in place. Like that's why I liked Tyler Huntley going back to Baltimore, or not back, but staying with Baltimore as opposed to Cooper Rush, just because Cooper Rush plays so differently than Lamar. But I mean, I can see it being good where it's like, oh, now, the team you're playing against was kind of planning for this, and now you kind of zigged when they were expecting you to zag, kind of a thing. But it's got to be tough on the players too, especially because there's not going to be first team reps with the backup and stuff. So I don't know, maybe having a dude who can run around like that as the backup is not necessarily the worst thing, because you don't need that rapport with the receivers as much.
Yeah. Maybe they use him in packages on the goal line or something. Definitely they're going to use him to sneak the ball, because they stopped sneaking the ball with Mahomes when he like broke his knee back in like 2019 or something on a sneak.
Yeah.
Fucked up his knee. So maybe they have that. Boston Scott retired. So
T.Y. Hilton did too.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like, you've been playing forever, dude. Damian Pierce signed with the Eagles. Okay. Maybe he's the backup to Saquon. Let's see.
When do you think is the last time T.Y. Hilton caught a pass?
I know he was there I think he finished with the Cowboys, right? Like 2021 or 2. I know it's been a while. I'd say 21.
Yeah, well, you got it. It was 22 with the Cowboys. He played 3 games. He caught 7 passes for 121 yards.
So he only played 3 games for the Cowboys?
That's what it says, yeah.
Why do I even remember that then? I don't know why.
Exactly. I mean,
I do remember him on there.
It was the last 3 games of the season, too. So it's not even like he started there and then got hurt or something.
Who did he play in those games? Because like didn't he have a team that he destroyed?
It doesn't even say. There's actually some. I'm just looking on here. I'll look this up.
I can pull it up here real quick.
I was gonna say it says the first 3 games of the year. I'm just looking on Sleeper. It says Philly, Tennessee, Washington, but then
that's who it was.
All his stats are down at the bottom.
That's who it was. It's funny I remember this. I'm pretty sure like it was in conversation like start T.Y. Hilton in week 17 because he like destroys the Titans. And that's who he played in week 17. I'm gonna actually look up.
Oh, you know what? I do remember that too.
Yeah, I was like, did we start him? I know like Henry against the was it Texans or something he would destroy. T.Y. Hilton in his career against the Titans, he played in 19 games. He had 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns, 75 catches. So he actually was way better against the Texans. He 20 games against the Texans, 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 100 catches. So, but yeah, I just remember that for some reason. A.J. Dillon to Carolina. All right. Maybe he's the backup. Not really. I mean, DeMercado signed with the Chiefs. So, woohoo. T.Y. Hilton, yep, there he goes, retired. Greg Dortch is a Lion. Calvin Ridley accepted a $8.75 million pay cut with Tennessee. Darnell Mooney on the Giants. That could be something in deeper leagues. Like for the first month while maybe Neighbors recovers or is slow. Could be something. Traded Malik Willis for a 27th first of Jalen Naylor. What are your thoughts on this trade? I'm curious if you value Jordan Love or CJ Stroud more in Superflex. I don't mind trading Willis for getting a first, especially a 27th first out of him. Do I think he's gonna like be worth if he starts all year? I would be pretty surprised if Malik Willis is not a top 12 quarterback next year. And that's worth a first for the most part for a contending team. But there's a lot of other factors that play into that. I also think like Malik Willis could be pretty good next year. And then the Dolphins just absolutely suck. And next year there's so many quarterbacks going and they just draft a quarterback. And that's all we heard from Malik Willis because they can – I don't know if the details of his contract are out, but they're not paying him a whole lot to where like they're going to – no, we can't draft a quarterback. I mean, they'll have it for 2 years.
It seemed like decently like backloaded, or I don't know. I think, so it's 3 years, 67.5 mil, 45 guaranteed. Half of that 45 was a signing bonus.
So it's a 2 year contract.
So that's already it. You know, like they've already paid him for this year, I guess. Well, you know, for the most part. But I remember it kind of saying 27 is when they owe him like half of that contract, kind of a thing. Oh, well, this isn't what I wanted to see.
Looks like they can get out of his contract after the 27 season, before the 28 season. So, but even if he's there, if like Dolphins could lose a lot of games. I think they are tanking, but you know, they could easily replace him and still just have Malik Willis on the roster. So I think it's fine cashing out on him. You know, the 27 first, and you know, Taylor.
I'm probably going to be trying to move off of him if I can get that, especially Jalen Naylor, just so I can cut him because he's a Raider.
Rick,
no, I was trying to decide which Jalen Naylor joke I was going to make as far as like, oh, that really like put the deal over the top kind of a thing. And, you know, honestly, like I give him shit. Like we've seen flashes from him. You know, he's obviously just, you know, the third best receiver on his team, or was in Minnesota. So never got a lot of exposure, but we still haven't seen a whole lot from him either. But he could be, I think he's kind of a sneaky buy you can get in as a throw in, like that, you know, like basically for a third round pick ish kind of thing.
Dude, Naylor is going to be starting in our listener leagues and on a playoff team, or like, you know, a fringe playoff team play. Like he's going to be in starting lineups, especially during bye weeks. So,
I mean, there's no competition there for sure. Do the Raiders have any other first round picks, or they just have the 101 and then 34?
Yeah.
Oh no,
I don't think they do. Yeah, Rick's a Raiders fan. 136. They have 1 and 36, and then 16. They have a bunch of fourth round picks. They have 3 fourth round picks, a fifth, a couple seconds, sixths. There was I think the Browns proposed, this is like the rule change season. They proposed a rule change to allow you to draft or trade draft picks from up to 5 years in advance. So in the NFL, you can only, just like Dynasty kind of, you can only trade up to 3 years in advance.
Okay.
So if you consider like 26 in advance, I don't know when did the 29 picks go into sleepers? After like rookie drafts or after NFL draft or something? I'm not even sure.
I don't know.
But I would be interested to see if Dynasty sleeper changes that. MFL is still in the Stone Age. Like you can't even trade 27. Like you can barely trade 27 picks now or something stupid. Still some free agents out there. I mean, Njoku's still out there. And who else? There was someone else. Oh, Tyreek Hill's still out there. Dallas Goedert went back to the Eagles. I don't think we talked about that. It's kind of fun.
Diggs is still out there.
Diggs is still out there. Yeah, some of these veterans. Yeah. Typically, these guys kind of go off. They sign after like the NFL draft once teams are like, okay, we didn't get this. You know, we didn't get a wide receiver, and we expected to. And you know, they go out and pay one of these guys. I thought there was someone else. as well. I don't think there's really much in the running
Keenan
back
Allen?
room. Yeah, Keenan Allen's still there.
I wonder if he'll just get the Mike Williams treatment, and the Chargers will like give him a tiny bit of money or something just so he can retire a Charger. I mean, they should.
Yeah. Rivers, they did that for Rivers, and then he fucking comes back and plays another game and resets his Hall of Fame candidacy. And I don't even know if he'll make the Hall of Fame, but trying to pull up like best available free agents. You'll think they'll add another mid to late wide receiver if they spend a day 2 pick. Yeah, I mean, there's a crap ton of. I have to imagine they bring in another wide receiver. Yeah, there's a crap ton of receivers to take at that 36th overall spot. So, yeah, I think they will and they should for Mendoza to throw to. I still like Besh. I don't know. I think he can still be something, but we'll see. Let's see here. Available. Not QB. Oh, Kirk Cousins is still out there. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson, Tyrod Taylor, Flacco. All these guys are still out there. So still a decent QB room there. Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, Nick Chubb. Some names at the running back spot there, in case you're wondering. Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Debo. Yeah, the receivers are the ones. Hill, Diggs, Debo, Juwan Jennings. Like you said, Keenan Allen. It says Jahan Dotson. Didn't Jahan Dotson sign with the freaking Falcons, or am I crazy?
I thought he did go somewhere, and it was kind of like,
he's
he's
on
on
the
the
Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah.
Falcons hit with troubling news on $15 million free agent wide receiver signings. What happened?
Yeah, he's already fucking it up.
Yeah, they brought back Olamide Zaccheaus as well. Says, however, the 2-year, $15 million signing comes with concerns upon further evaluation. I don't know what it's trying to say here.
Yeah, we don't really need to talk about Dotson.
Yeah, man, I liked him too. And he had a good, solid rookie season, but first round pick, man, he was like 17th overall.
I was like, where's Treylon Burks? Oh, he's on the Commanders again.
Back with the Commanders, yeah.
Just since we're talking about guys, like they were the same draft class, right?
Yeah, dude, that draft class was like, oh my God, the wide receivers been kind of disappointing. I mean, it's the London, Garrett Wilson, Olave, J-Mo, Dotson, Burks, Christian Watson, Wandale, Mechie was in there, George Pickens, Alec Pierce was in there, Sky Moore. So obviously some hits there, but maybe not as quite as crazy as we thought. So, but anyways, we'll probably head out and back again Sunday, and then Saturday morning, and then Sunday evening. Last Sunday was a lot of fun, just a lot of stuff to talk about. So be on the lookout for, in about 3 weeks, 24 days or so, we'll be doing a live startup draft on the channel, first 12 rounds. So that will be fun. And yeah. Anything else?
No.
I think we're good. Appreciate everyone, Rick, Captain Zohans, Kevin, Marv. Appreciate you guys giving us something to talk about. And we will see you guys all on Saturday. See ya.